All right, this is a wild one. Tim Kennedy has apparently stuck his foot in his mouth again. So many of y'all have reached out to me saying, hey, Johnny, what's your opinion on this? I'm going to tell you my opinion, and I'm also going to make this whole story about me somehow. It's what I'm going to do. But let me walk you through it. I'm going to tell you why I think it's important. It's a mess. Buckle up. Here we go. Today's episode is brought to you by CMMG. Y'all know this. I freaking love them. I really do. But you're going to also get yourself something for Christmas that you're going to love. You know what I'm going to say. Pick out your favorite color. Pick out your length. Pick out your caliber. And tell them I sent you. Use that coupon code. It's CMMG. Good folks. You people. Thank you for every thumbs up. All right, here is the brief genesis. Full disclosure, I don't know Tim Kennedy. I've been to get-togethers with him. I've heard him speak. I've been in the same room with him many times. I don't know him. I don't think he's the devil. I don't think he's evil. I find him to be pretty likable in a lot of ways. I think he's done a lot of cool stuff. I also don't find him super eloquent, and I think he fumbles over his words and double talks and misspeaks. And here's the genesis. In 2017, when he went on the Lance Armstrong podcast, he openly, completely, and irrevocably was anti-gun. And I covered that, and I've had so many people say one of two things. Johnny, what do you know about it? Well, when he went on and talked with the gun collective, John Patton, I was standing there. I literally held the camera for that interview right in the middle of it in 2017. And then secondly, people say, well, Johnny, you never served in the military. How dare you say something against a vet? I never played in the NFL, but I know a little bit about sports, and I freaking love my country. I'm a citizen, and I think clearly, God bless our armed forces, clearly, love them. However, just because in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, or you have a career where you worked for the Pentagon doesn't make you immune to all criticism for the rest of your life. My only problem with Tim Kennedy is his anti-gun comments. He says gun ownership means gun laws. The Second Amendment means we need good gun laws. He has said that. He has repeatedly said that. That is inarguable. I know guys are already typing, Johnny, but what do you, he's gone through it so many times. He has doubled down on it so many times on the Warrior Poet pod. We don't have to talk about that. So then there was a podcast that popped up this week, and they went through Tim Kennedy's book, Scars and Stripes, which even the title of the book has been stolen or borrowed or an homage. I don't know, but it's that title has already been used before. And these guys go through I don't know these guys, but they go through the whole book. And I watched the podcast, all 3 hours of it, and they show clearly how a bazillion things in the book probably didn't happen, couldn't have happened, are impossibilities, or, a lot of it's military speak. What do I know about that? But there was one thing that really stood out. Today, Tim Kennedy went to Twitter and went to social media and addressed it. And he clearly said, and he admitted it today, yes, I have said that I have a Purple Heart. I do not have a Purple Heart. It was a paperwork error. I never actually was awarded it, but I should have been awarded it. My understanding is that is a major problem. A lot of folks have reached out to me about that podcast, and Johnny, what about this? What about that? And I see that, and just talking to my friends and stuff, people are like, man, that's a problem. That is a major problem. Let's make this whole story about me. So Tim Kennedy is, in many ways, one of the faces of the USCCA, the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. They have sponsored this channel, and they did off and on a little bit for a few years. I was asked and paid to go to their expo 3 years in a row. I had a freaking blast. I'm telling you, a couple of those trips were the best trips of the year. I like the folks up there. I've had great experiences with the folks up there. They have lied to me repeatedly, and they know that. Like I've explained everything. My agent knows that I've been lied to, but it's just he said, it's just a mess. It's a mess. We can say it's a mess. And I have had 2 phone calls over the last year saying, hey, do you want to re-up? Do you want to do another round of sponsorship? And I've said no. 100% because of Tim Kennedy. They can work with him all they want to. But, and here's the point of this story, when Tim Kennedy signed on to be one of the faces of Double Check, that was it for me. And I can't work with companies that work with Tim Kennedy. I can't, I won't. I'm a small fish in a huge pond. What difference does it make? To them, it makes no difference at all. For me, I can't look you all in the eye because I am really careful about who sponsors this channel. and work with the USCCA. There's folks up there in Wisconsin that I love. I mean, really, really cool people. Great memories. And it, honest to goodness, hurt my heart to say no to both of those phone calls. No, can't do it. And they know why. They know why. Double Check is a problem. It is a third-party company that assists FFLs in scrolling and trawling through social media in order to prevent people from owning guns. And Tim Kennedy is the face of that on their website. So today's video is just a simple response to say, yes, I know. Yes, I'm following it. Yes, I'm paying attention to it. I've never told y'all about the USCCA and my relationship there and why I stopped having them on the channel about a year and a half ago. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. It's a problem. It is a major problem. Does that mean he hates America and is a communist? Probably not. Probably not. He probably did some really cool stuff for our country. Man, he got in the octagon. That's a big deal in and of itself. I will say this. I did a video almost 2 years ago on Tim Kennedy, and he made a response. I pinned that response to the top, and I really appreciated that. And I think in some ways he's a stand-up guy, and in some others, not so good this week. Not so good this week. I'll be paying attention to it. What do y'all think? I wanted to end with this. Why? Why do we pay attention to this? Why do we talk about this? People love drama is one, but I think the other thing is in the Second Amendment community, there are frauds and grifters on one end of the spectrum, and on the other, there are patriots, and it's a spectrum, and there's a big mess. There are companies in this community that don't care about the Second Amendment. There's some that only care about profit. Profit's awesome. I'm a capitalist. But there's some that only think about profit and that could care less. There was that company X Products a few years ago. I think it's X Products, X something. And turns out his wife was openly campaigning for an anti-gun organization, and they did a little shell game and pretended that it was fake, and it turns out it wasn't. They were raising money for anti-gun organizations. All that to say, woof, high drama. We'll see what takes place over the next few weeks. I'll be watching, you be watching. Let me know what you think, but be careful who you support. Bye.
Back me up, go all in, by Joe Biden. I gotta win, save the country from sin. I won't never slack up, get your money back up. Try and cuss my voter and your bounty gets smacked up. Get up, stand up, throw your MAGA hats up. If you got the feeling, Kamala's unappealing. Trump's got the hot flow, Dems are talking junk.
This gun fits my hand better than this one does.
Diabetes.